Jeez. That's so smooth. Like, how do you move your body like that? What the heck? This is just nasty. This is just, it's like you got one of those faces, you're just like, ugh. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Burke. I'm a singer-songwriter and vocal coach.
Ooh, it's the way you've captured time. I'm mesmerized.
And I had to get some more coffee for this one because we are reacting to BTS singing Black Swan live. You requested this like crazy. I'm way too excited. Let's get into it. Woo! You guys, I actually know that you've told me to listen to the Spotify version. I haven't listened to it yet. So the only version I've listened to is the one with the strings and all that good stuff. Good. Whoa. We're off to a shaky start here. This is my first time hearing the studio track, so I might be geeking out on that as well. Oh. And that's exactly the production that I was expecting with this melody. They nailed it with the production. The vocals sound great, the singing sounded great, this rapping sounded great. Let's keep it going. I'm sorry, I still have to say it. Like, RM, I feel like still is my favorite rapper in K-pop. I just have to say something, for me personally, something about the gritty, raspy rap voice. I'm a fan of it. Wow. So good. Jimin nailed that. His vocal tone, the pitch. And you gotta understand too, the thing that's crazy for me is they're singing so spot on with the pitch while doing all these dance moves, intricate dance moves. I mean, they're moving their bodies, contorting their bodies in such crazy ways while staying spot on the pitch. The amount of practice that they've had to go over and over and over these songs is just insane. Hey. I like that harmony. Well, are they all? They're not. Oh, they're all barefooted. They are not wearing shoes. They're all not wearing shoes. I told you this was off to a rocky start at the beginning, but this is so cool. Again, so creative. I feel like every song they come out with, every performance they do is a little bit different, and they own it. That's what I love about K-pop, because I've had a career in the music industry in the United States, and in the States, the advice that they would give everybody is stick to your brand, right? So it's like you gotta stick to what you do. So for example, if you started off on an acoustic guitar, they would be like, you must, stay with just the acoustic guitar. You can't branch out. I feel like with BTS coming in and just taking over, they've literally been like a great example for other artists to branch out more and not get so stuck in, honestly, like the old United States music industry way of doing it, where they're like, this is your brand and you must stay to it. Because with BTS, you never know what you're gonna get, and it's so engaging. I'm curious to know what you say on that too. Jin, okay. You always know it's V's voice. Gotta drink some coffee for V real quick. Hold on. I'm about to go up. That was the weakest sip of coffee I've ever done. Anyway, V's tone. You know how, if you don't know how I feel about V's tone, go watch my other BTS reactions. As soon as V comes on, I'm like, oh. I love his vocal tone because it's just so unique. it's got such a darker coloring to it, whereas Jin, Jungkook, and Jimin all have such a bright tone. I think Jin has the brightest, a little more nasally tone, then Jimin, then Jungkook opens up, gets a little breathier, and then V is just like in another lane on something completely different. And I love the contrast of his tone to the other guys. Spot on. This is just a bop. Did you hear that little 3-note riff off from Jin at the end there? Jin has improved so much. Very proud of Jin. I've gone on this journey now. We've been reacting to them from a vocal coach perspective for quite some time, and all their new songs, Jin is just improving. Super proud. Come on, Jimin. This is just nasty. This is just, it's like you got one of those faces, you're just like, it's just nasty. But you come to expect nothing less. I mean, yeah. You come to expect nothing less. I don't know what else to say. They just always meet such a high standard. It's incredible. Maybe we'll talk about that at the end. I have some thoughts on that. Let's see if I remember. Jeez. It's so smooth. Like, how do you move your body like that? What the heck? Well, I like that, yeah, with the vocal fry. Wow. A spectacular performance from our guys BTS. That's the thing. It's like, what else do you expect? When it's a BTS performance, it's just going to be top notch. It just is what it is. They're so good. They're on another level. They practice. It's not, I don't like just saying they're so good, because you got to understand, when you understand the voice, when you understand performing, they're not so good by accident. They're so good because they practice. And you guys know me as a singer, performer, and a vocal coach. I used to not be able to sing at all. Now I can sing. How did I get there? It's through practice. How did BTS get to this world-class level? They did it through practicing, putting in that hard work. And I think it's just so amazing watching this and just getting inspired. Every time I watch them, I just get inspired on like what hard work can do, not trying to get too corny. I will also say that there's a danger. They're so good. They're at the point where they're so good that it's almost dangerous, because now I feel like fans are gonna, if they even go a little bit below, fans are just going to come at them. It's like when you set the bar so high for so long, you don't catch a break. And now, what was such an amazing performance, okay, like basically what I'm trying to say is, if I were to have watched this the first time, I've watched a lot of their stuff. If I were to watch them the first time with that performance, I would have been like jumping out of my chair, like, oh my gosh, I would have been breaking my chair, as I almost just did. Oh, I got a new chair. Are you guys proud of me? It doesn't squeak quite as much, but anyway, I'd be freaking out. But because I'm so used to that standard, it's like it becomes the new norm. If you're not careful, you can take an amazing performance for granted because they're just the very talented artists. And I hope that doesn't happen to them. And I hope that people continue to understand that the performances, even if they're not as good as, that, what was it, MMA performance that we just reacted to, like if it's not that crazy of a production, it's not a bad performance. It's still a great performance. They did a great job. The backtrack was obviously really high in the mix, but that's because they're on the Late Show. They don't have any control over that. That would be James Gordon's crew and whatever they're doing on the back end and the vocal engineering, in the just audio engineering of the entire performance. So all in all, I think it was a great performance, but I'm curious about what you think. Create a discussion. What do you think about them setting such a high norm that people just get used to it, and then even if they're a little bit below, but it's still amazing, like better than everybody else, right? But still a little bit below, people are like, oh, it wasn't as good. You could have done better. You could have done this. What do you think about that? I'm just curious. Do you think that could end up happening to them? That would be the one thing that I would worry about. So leave me a comment down below. I'm curious to know what you think. And yeah, if you're new, hit the subscribe button right there. What should I react to next? Also leave me a comment. I'm super needy. Do you guys drink as much caffeine as I do? I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions. It's kind of awkward. I feel really judged sipping this coffee on this camera with this light. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm going to end it now. Great performance. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Oh, I have a new song scheduled to come out, what is it, next Saturday? So February 8th. You're going to really like it. I'm excited about it. I got a lot of new music coming out. I've been doing so much vocal coaching, but I realize, I also got to show that I still got it myself on some of these originals. So now for real this time. I'll see you tomorrow. Tons of love. Peace.